Greetings, tribe. I am delighted to bring you guys something that has tremendous potential, but more than that, it has tremendous proof of concept through layers and layers of foundation that makes this a no-brainer opportunity. And beyond that, the person who brought it to me needs no introduction in my life because he's been a wonderful blessing, a great mentor, someone that has been someone you guys actually are familiar with because he is the CEO of our exchange Nivex that we utilize in our ecosystem. And he has found something that integrates so nicely with Nivex, allowing us to build our own community on Nivex, as well as an additional passive income stream that, guess what, hasn't launched yet. And beyond that, they are selling limited edition nodes for early action takers like you and I. Even that hasn't started yet. So if you're watching this at this immediate time of uploading, you may be in a time and position to secure one of these nodes for yourself or for leaders in your network. So with that, I wanted to share what he has shared with me in less than 24 hours with you guys. And as we were just talking about, success loves speed. And so with that, Simon, thank you for everything. You're a great friend, someone that my community knows intimately. Beyond that, what drew you as the CEO of an exchange to be involved in building a team in a passive opportunity, which is the Luma protocol?
Okay, thank you for a wonderful introduction. Amazing to hear so many positive words about our businesses, about myself. I really appreciate that. And it's really great to have a friend like you. So let's get straight into it, right? We already know everything else. So Luma, why? As you know, I'm focused on this. For the past 15 months, nothing else matters for me. And I wouldn't touch anything that directly doesn't benefit Nivex. And as it happens, Nivex is expanding our own ecosystem through multiple different layers. As you know, we have a really big competition on the market, Binance, Bybit, KuCoin, Huobi, big players with billions of dollars to spare. We cannot really outcompete them in terms of money. We cannot really outcompete them in terms of infrastructure. But we live in a 21st century in creative attention economy. So what we can do, we can outcreate them. We can create stuff that they don't create and create stuff for the people that they want, basically. If people want something, we see successful business. This one was taken from Asian markets, very successful, widely successful in Asian markets. We iterated it. We consulted the executives and leaders of other protocols that were running on Asian markets, what we could do better. We improved, and welcome to our ecosystem. Let me share my screen and show you the examples. DeFi 1.0 for the people in crypto, most of you probably know already. Curve Finance, Uniswap, PancakeSwap, DeFi 1.0, pretty inflationary tokens going up, but unfortunately going down because of inflation, just like US dollar over the past 20 years, 99% lost value. So that's inflationary token. Most of the people get discouraged because when they see the price chart and price action going up and automatically and drastically going down, people get discouraged from the business. So here in front of you, we have an example of LGNS, which was the token of Origins protocol. Origins at the peak was $10 billion business. Now, $1.7 billion market cap, still pretty successful. I'm literally here in Seoul, in Korea. I'm meeting top leaders 001 from Origins protocol, already building with me Luma. 001 of Origins had $7.5 billion market team volume, making approximately 80 to 100K per day over the past year and a half. So pretty decent income. She's a little bit sad at the moment because now she went down to like 10, 15K per day. So she's crying, but nonetheless, being broke with 15K per day is not that bad. Okay. Even CMO of Nivex, Becky, my partner, she had $3.5 billion. She made decent money over the past 1 year and a half as well with Origins. But as you can see on the chart, people get discouraged. That was DeFi 2.0. Out of this protocol, there were many protocols that were born, one of which is JuCoin Exchange, Ju token. They launched DeFi 3.0 with not inflationary token, but deflationary token. And as you can see, the chart looks beautiful. That's what people like to see, increasing value of a token. JuCoin did few things that leaders didn't like, and there was another version of DeFi 3.0, Butterfly Protocol. As you can see, chart looks even better than JuCoin. And Butterfly Protocol improved what JuCoin and JuChain exchange didn't do. They iterated few things, they improved, and then they built again $few billion. At the moment, we can see market cap of 545 million. So as you can see, the businesses that I show you, Origins, $10 billion, JuCoin, $few billion, Butterfly Protocol, the same huge protocol on the market. So we talk to the leaders, we talk to the people, and most of them are Asians, Chinese, Koreans, Japanese. And I started thinking, how does it happen that in Asia, in China, in Korea, over the past years, we have multi-billion-dollar businesses every single year. But on international market, last business, multi-billion-dollar business, I remember was like 7-8 years ago. Why? And I started analyzing, how can we do it? How can we do it on international markets? How can we bring something that we can really build big, and we can do it in a real, legit, and fair way for everyone? And that's how Luma Protocol was born. And we implemented it in the Nivex's ecosystem. As you know, everything for me revolves around Nivex. So we had to do it. And fortunately for us, this protocol cannot be done without being connected directly to the exchange, whether it's DEX or SEX. So fortunately for us, that's what we were doing for the past 15 months. We built exchange. We are improving the exchange every single day. And now time comes for us. JuCoin was unknown exchange for the first 8 years of their career until they launched JuCoin and Butterfly Protocol. Then it exploded because they gave people what they want. Not everyone wants directly come to the exchange and trade or participate in the copy trading. That's different business model. Here in crypto, people love DeFi, people love Web3, people love different kind of passive earner protocols. Here we have a fair game built on Bitcoin layer 2 blockchain, EVM compatible, so compatible with all of the Ethereum blockchains. And we are doing it on our own exchange, on the blockchain that we help incubate, and we are building the first project on the blockchain. So from the beginning, I don't really have to introduce you the left side of the chart because you know it probably more than I do. I just helped the business at the beginning. We helped them with, as you know, investment, marketing, infrastructure, offices. Pop Social is growing amazing with Magnus, with Komal, with you, and all of the other people. And now the ecosystem of Pop Social is expanding. Punkverse, BTV directly connected to Exchange and Pop as well. And now innovation on Pop Social, on Pop Max and entire ecosystem is the Pop chain. As I mentioned, layer 2 Bitcoin and EVM compatible. So once blockchain is built, like blockchain like Ethereum, like Binance Smart Chain, like Tron blockchain, anyone can launch businesses on this blockchain. It's open source, it's public, right? But no one's gonna launch a project on an unknown blockchain. Why would I? I don't know this guy, why they had no success, not visible big success of billions of dollars. How can we attract customers? And how can we attract builders? How can we attract founders to start building in our ecosystem? By leading by example. We have to show the way. So we show the way by incubating and launching first protocol on PopChain, which is Luma protocol. PopChain, 1 billion total supply. Luma protocol, 210 million total supply. This one is incorrect. At the bottom is correct. Needs to be corrected here. $210 million token supply. And now, to get to Luma protocol, you ask me why I'm getting personally involved as a CEO, founder of the exchange, because you cannot get to Luma without getting to Nivex. So although I'm building Luma, I'm helping people with all of the DeFi, Web3, and I'm redirecting a lot of my workforce from Nivex employees to Luma. Wow. Because I know every single person that comes to Luma will benefit Nivex directly. So it's a win-win scenario for all of us. People come to Nivex, people come to Nivex Web3 wallet, which is launching in 2-3 days, and then people go to Luma. So we benefit with the team being built in Nivex. In Nivex, we already have 100,000 users, and after Luma protocol explodes, million plus, certainly.
You mentioned,
hope so.
You mentioned Nivex wallet, decentralized wallet?
Yes, it's coming 2-3 days already built.
Wow.
So everything we do, we want to close in our ecosystem. Because in crypto, any of these businesses, Pop Social, Luma Protocol, or BTV, or Bankverse, all of it could be launched with any other exchanges. Why would they launch with us? They launch with us because we work with them. We help them with investment, infrastructure, workforce, offices, IT, many different things that they need, and consulting, because our crypto experience is quite deep. Only myself, I have 10 years crypto experience. My business partner, something similar. So we've been through most of it in crypto over the past decade. And we can help businesses and help them in the right way. How can they be built for the long run? Because we know in the crypto industry over the past year, long run is not really associated with crypto. Crypto does in the long run, right? We had all of this nonsense, meme coins, Trump token, Melania token, 72 billion down, and all of the Ponzi's, all of that. Most of the businesses in crypto over the last year, they collapsed in 3-6 months. We have already proven that if we can consult to some of the businesses like PopMax, they can run 9 months, running smooth. A lot of people make money, and it's going to continue longer for sure. So now, with every single thing we have done, we have to keep going. As Binance did with Binance Smart Chain, Binance Token, Binance Labs, they incubated tens of thousands of businesses over the years. So that's the roadmap for Nivex. Do the same, help as many people, help as many founders, as many businesses as we can. So the entire ecosystem grows and the Nivex user base grows. With the growth of the user base of Nivex, we will provide so many different benefits and so much value that once you come to Nivex's ecosystem, you will not even think about going anywhere else, because you will keep making money with us every single day, every single week, month, year, and decade. So now, let's dive into Luma. To get Luma, you have to get to Nivex. You register account with Nivex. Once you have an account with Nivex, you get your favorite token, you get PPT. Because without PPT, you cannot get POP token. POP is coin. It's a native coin of the POP blockchain. It's exchangeable with PPT one-to-one. Out of the $1 billion circulation of POP chain coin, 20% is allocated for POP, Social, and PPT people, so they can exchange one-to-one and connect with the blockchain directly. Same price, every single thing same. And now chain coins, you get into the Luma protocol. Depending on the amount of POP coins you have, you can generate either 4x hash power or 3x hash power. Above $10,000, you can make 400% your investment. Below $10,000, you can make 3x hash power, which gives you 3 times your deposit and investment. Highlight of Luma protocol and of previous ones, Butterfly, Jucoin, Jellyfish, highlight. Here at the bottom, every single one of you who gets into the business has 50% of the money insured. You put $10,000, you decide the next day, the next week, the next month to get out of the business, you trigger the smart contract insurance pool, 50% gets back to you, and the remaining 50% is given to you in the hash power, so you can recoup your investment over time and potentially even make profit. Wow. Because Luma token will keep going in value. Highlight of the business. There is not many businesses where you have 75% odds in your favor. If you go to the casino with $10,000, you play blackjack, you put $10,000. Either you win 40K or you lose $5,000. Are you in or out?
The mathematics on that, and I know you were telling me some of the numbers, it's a no-brainer for leaders because we take risks without such insurance. We take risks on what the passive side is, and we calculate, okay, if it's 20% a month, 5 months to break even, 25%, 4 months to break even. This is 50% immediate flexibility, and it's not like you lose the other 50%. It's that you actually get stakes or hash power that continues to reward you and may even exceed your initial startup. So that's why what you were telling me, of all the leaders that you've talked to, how many said no?
0. I closed 200 leaders. I talked to 200 different leaders and their teams over the past week, I would say week and a half. There is no single person that said no. It's like a no-brainer. Like, hey, if you go crypto, let's be honest, crypto is in a big park casino. You never know what you're getting into, right? But if you go into the casino with your money, you kind of accept that you're going to lose it. Yeah. But here, you're not going to lose it. 50% is always insured, and the remaining 50% you still can get. But I'm talking about worst case scenario. That's what I'm talking. It's worst case scenario. Does it even sound like a worst case scenario?
We faced a lot worse, a lot worse.
Yeah, of course. So here you can make huge amounts of money. So let's dive deep into the other part, 50%, what's happening with the other 50%. And the other 50% is landing in the liquidity pool, POP x Luma, POP/Luma. Out of this liquidity pool, hash rate is generated. You can generate 300 or 400%, 3 or 4 times, right? Depending on the amount you put, 10 or below $10,000. Then this mining pool hash rate is generating Luma. Luma lands in yield aggregator pool, something that POP people will know. It's like
USD.
getting USD, and then it's by holding, you generate even more. So here is the same. If you hold Luma without selling, you generate more Luma, additional percentage. In this protocol at the beginning, you make anywhere from 0.5 up to 1% per day. If you hold Luma, you get additional ROI just through holding. If you decide you want to get out of the Luma, you want to cash out to USDT and POP, you exchange Luma to POP, and then 10% charge. Out of the 10%, it goes back here to liquidity pool. 55% is being burned permanently. Luma out of the circulation. That makes sure that the price of Luma keep going continuously up so it doesn't discourage people. And 45% goes back to the liquidity pool, and we can keep playing the game, keep participating in the Luma protocol. Out of the 10%, very similar as in the other project that you are doing, 50% goes back to the yield aggregator pool. That's how people make additional ROI. 40% goes to the node holders, only 1,500 nodes. Nodes, $2,000 per person, has to have account on Nivex, and then Nodes gives you 4 times hash power. So instead of investing $10,000 to have a 4 times hash power, you invest only 2. You have 4 times hash power, 40% dividends. That's what everyone pays out of this 10%. So you become basically shareholder of the business. Every single transaction someone does, you get 40% for all of us, 1,500 nodes. And additionally, you get POP hash power for the POP blockchain. That's mechanism, how everything flows inside Luma. This mechanism makes sure that price of the token goes up. 55% burn, as you can see here, and additionally 0.5% burn every single day, whatever is in liquidity pool. So Luma value keeps going up, 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 up. Once you get, let's say, example, you get $10,000 worth of POP. Once you exchange POP to Luma, you get $10,000 worth of POP and 40,000 gas tokens. Because to be able to exchange Luma to POP, you will need gas. Okay. And gas, you get 4x. If you get this option, if you get the smaller option, you get 3x. You exchange Luma to POP with 40,000 gas. You have your POP. You can go to the Nivex exchange, and you can exchange it to PPT or USDT up to completely you. Everything is closed in the ecosystem. Everything is amazing. And every one of us benefits not only from building Luma protocol, which is fully decentralized Web3 business. With you build Nivex at the same time, you need to build Nivex wallet at the same time. An entire ecosystem is expanding. We are all growing together. And not only protocols like Luma, not only protocols like POP, but also long-term business, just like Nivex, that will be with us for 10, 20, 30 years, and hundreds and thousands and tens of thousands of businesses later.
I just wanted to comment on the fact that I was already interested in building Nivex and many others that we want to build. We're building so many projects in the crypto space to have a referral side of an exchange that we could always refer people to. They can get what they need, the swaps, the changes, the whatever they need, especially with what we're doing with POP. It made sense to build Nivex, but we're looking for the way to build massively, like networks. And this is one of the projects that Nivex is kind of providing the backend infrastructure, the platform, the POP blockchain. So all of that, it's coming together in a beautiful way where we have seen the foundational work of POP, of Nivex, and now it's doing what they said they were doing, which is opening the door to allow other entire ecosystems to enter, and this one gives us a passive income. And because it's exclusive to Nivex, we're also building through our referral link there. So two referral links that you're able to utilize both for Luma and for Nivex, which right now to get the nodes the initial participation will exclusively be through Nivex. So it makes a lot of sense why Simon is involved, why it makes sense for our existing community that's working on POP, as well as new people that might have missed the POP growth to have a chance to continue to prosper with what we're doing. So it was a no-brainer for myself to bring to our community because it just is a growing part of what we're already sold on and what we've seen serving us well.
Reminder, if you do POP, don't get distracted. Focus is everything. Not everyone can do 50 businesses at the same time as I can do with 150 workforce around me, right?
Yeah,
so if you do POP Max, you are doing well in POP Max, keep doing POP Max. But for the people who missed the opportunity with POP Max, welcome them on to Luma.
Awesome.
Now, how power is divided? Total hash power, that's another thing we've improved from the other protocols, from Butterfly, from Jellyfish, from Jucoin. 50% goes to personal hash power and 50% goes to team hash power. Personal hash power generating approximately 0.5 to up to 1% per day. And team hash power calculation is here. It's a little bit complex, so I don't really want to get into details. But what I want to explain how this team hash power is divided. So 25% goes to the daily computing hash power that you're gonna receive every single day, right? The Luma tokens are created every single day. Everyone is getting paid every single day. And then remaining 50% of this 50% goes to the ranking. That's another thing that we improved from Butterfly protocol, Jellyfish protocol, and Jucoin, because in these other protocols, everyone was treated equally. And leaders don't like that. If you are a big leader, you want to be known as a big leader. So if there are no rankings, how do you know who's big, who's not? So we implemented ranking and 50-50. 50% goes to the daily hash power and 50% of the 50% goes to the ranking. Every single thing in this business is calculated from the minor teams. What I mean by minor team is every single thing except one, the biggest line. If you have one guy with $100,000, then he's the biggest line. If the other guys have 80K, 95K, even 99.9K, that's still counted as every single thing all combined as a smaller leg. Just one, the biggest, the strongest line is not calculated into this compensation plan. So this out of the way. And now from V1 to V10, starting with $20,000 up to V10, $15,000. But at the same time, it's not fixed. The bigger we grow, the bigger the ecosystem grows. If there is too many people in V10, it can increase. If the protocol grows to $500 million, $1 billion, $2 billion, and there is too many people in the ranks, the requirement for ranks can increase. So no one feels sad if there is a guy who has $150 million and he is treated equally with the guys with $50 million, something's not right. We have to incentivize people who work with us, who push, who build, who hustle like you every single day, 24/7, to help people, to support people, to make money and show people how it's done in crypto. So builders are rewarded every single day with us and with Nivex's ecosystem. Clear?
Yes, and one interesting point that I really love about it is that because we're getting rewarded in the Luma or POP and then also Luma or Luma and then POP, the entire ecosystem growing, other leaders growing, other countries, other markets opening up can help us all that are holding Luma or POP to grow. So it's we're all in it together in some sense. Of course, you want to capture as much of the market on your own team, but in the other sense of as you were saying about rewarding and incentivizing those extremely ambitious leaders, that comes back in some fashion to reward each and every one of us that's holding the token and coin.
Correct. So now to all of the highlights of the business. This calculation, we try to avoid it with leaders because out of 200 leaders I talked to, no one is good with mathematics. So we skip it. It's designed by someone really, really smart. If someone is good with math, you can calculate it. Because a lot of leaders are asking, yeah, but how much I can make from the team building? So there is too many unknowns. We don't know how many people is in the business at the moment, at the current time. We don't know how much computing power was bought, how many Luma tokens is generated this day, what's the price of Luma token. So a lot of unknowns that we will find out only when the Luma launches. At the moment, I can give you example. In a butterfly protocol, the guy with $500,000 was making $5,000 per day, 500K team volume and 5K per day. And butterfly protocol was different proportions, 65% personal and 35% personal team hash power. So even with 35 going to the team hash power, he was making extraordinary amounts of money. So imagine here, 50 personal, 50 team hash power. So with 500K, if you structure it well, how much you can make? 5, 8, 10? Who knows? Who knows? It's a really good game. It's a really good protocol, fair for everyone. One thing I wanna point out, everyone starts from ground zero. There are no pre-mined tokens. There is no one who's getting any kind of deal before the smart contract launches. Every one of us, whether you are a huge leader or a little person just starting in crypto with $100, doesn't really matter. Every one of us starts the fair game. The game only ends when the people start participating. Yeah. Other than that, everything on smart contract, everything clear, everything on our own incubated blockchain, pop chain, and then middle of September, game on, we push.
Man. What a privileged time to get to know. We always want the early time, heads up about it. This is a unique opportunity where it's not just heads up, because then you also have to look at the quality of the program. And there's so many of these foundational programs that have been in the market for multiple years that have made people multimillionaires. As foundational programs that this is an improvement on, and not to mention, even before it launches, you also have the nodes, which it has not even opened up yet. So a lot of you're in an amazing timing if you're watching this in like as soon as I upload it. But more than that, the opportunity itself, one obvious thing that I like about it is that it's not paying out ridiculous amounts for fast starts and all of these other bleeding out too quickly, which is one of the things we appreciate about Pop, is that it's been gradually paying people out a percentage of team daily profits as opposed to team deposits. And so those are the things we see are healthy signs of long-term business models.
That's what we care about in Nivex. As Nivex, when we incubate businesses, we always stress to the founders of these businesses that we are only interested in the long run. We don't care about businesses for a month, for a free, for 6. We want to run project as long as it's possible, as long as the tokenomics and entire money mechanism can run. Of course, every single business in crypto has some expiry date, I would say, when the people stop participating, when the people stop depositing money, but we want to make sure that every single one who works with us thinks in the long run. How can we build something in the long run? Because in the long run, we can gain customers, we can gain users, we can gain builders, and we can educate people. You cannot educate people if the business lasts a month or 2 or 3. And we all have been part of nonsense like this in the past. But if the business goes for a year or a year and a half, in a 2, 3, 4, or Nivex, 10, 20, 30 years, you have time to teach people, you have time to educate people, you have time to give people multiple different businesses and opportunities where they can learn our beautiful crypto and blockchain industry. The highlights of the business: 50% insurance pool, everyone can trigger. If you make above 50% profit, this 50% from insurance pool goes back to the liquidity pool, and that pumps price of the Luma even more and makes sure that the game is a long run, so we keep continuously making money. Okay, that's insurance pool. Smart yield aggregator, that's something when you hold Luma, you get additional ROI. Deflationary burning, 55% when people do transactions of Luma to Pop, plus 0.5 daily. Dual drive mechanism, that incentives for the market from personal hash power and team hash power. So you build or you want to be passive investor, you have a dual mechanism. Then hash power compensation, even if you trigger insurance pool. Let's say here, you trigger insurance pool, you don't want to participate after a month, you want to get your money out, 50% is given to you right away, and remaining 50% is given to you as a hash power. So you recoup your investment gradually, 0.5 up to 1% per day. Blockchain empowerment, That's what we do here. At the beginning, I explain you entire combination of our ecosystem. Everything is interconnected. Everything is intertwined. We want to build in Nivex platform. That's what we care about. But in the real world, you cannot win alone. You have to help people. You have to help founders. You have to help businesses. And that's what we do on a daily basis. That's what I have been doing for the past year and a half, helping other founders, helping other businesses so we can scale Nivex ecosystem. The more businesses we incubate, the more businesses we help, the more businesses we guide and consult to, the more users will come to Nivex because it's a win-win scenario. If we help them, they, instead of going to another big exchange, they come to Nivex exclusively. Sure, in the future, there might be listed on other exchanges, as PopChain can be, because it's open source and a public chain. But at the beginning, we have a first movers advantage. So instead of all of these projects going to everywhere else, they come to Nivex. And you benefit, your people benefit, we benefit as Nivex, and everyone else around us. That's the PopChain empowerment, and then governance, equal rights for tokens and shares. That's something I know not that much about. It's a Punkverse. I have to ask you how the Punkverse and how entire pop ecosystem is growing, because as you can imagine, you are focused on pop social ecosystem, and I'm focused on approximately 12 different projects at the same time now around the Nivexes. So, I cannot be directly involved and know every single detail and micromanage people. I know Magnus and Komal are doing great job with PopMax. I certainly hope and fingers crossed for them that they keep doing it for another many years to come. So now, if you have any questions, you want me to clarify something, please be my guest. And in the meantime, when you think about questions, I just wanna point out one single thing, that computing power in today's age and today's world is everything. Everyone's competing for computing power. GPUs like ChatGPT, Sora, DeepSeek, and all of the hundreds of different AI models, they need computing power. On blockchain POS, and decentralized physical infrastructure, they need nodes and they need computing power. In the film industry, game industry, they need GPUs and computing power. But the thing is, with businesses like ChatGPT, DeepSeek, Sora, and all of the others, the computing power and the money is centralized. It's going to one single entity. ChatGPT, maybe Facebook, maybe Sora, maybe some proof of stake concept. Proof of stake, maybe not so much because it's Ethereum. So whoever is staking Ethereum, they get paid, and that's the beauty of blockchain. We are decentralizing and democratizing computing power, so everyone gets benefits. If we build one single business, we get all of the benefits of our entire ecosystem. Of course, we network. That's our real value in our business, because it's not only about DeFi, Web3, and blockchain, but it's about us being together, building communities, being good friends, and having people in your life that you can do amazing things with. So computing power is like the world's new oil. Back in the day, oil was everything, and now we have a computing power, and everything will revolve around computing power. This industry will only grow, AI will only progress, and computing power will be more in demand than ever before.
Awesome. Yeah, that is something that I have a deep fascination with on my own, which is studying data centers, which are like becoming black holes of power and need, and the demand for those are increasing. The more that you hear about AI, just think on the back end, what's powering them is the data centers. So just like more of the electrical appliances that you're getting into your home, that means the electrical companies need to expand. So in a similar way, understanding what's driving all of this. So two questions or two areas of covering before we end this. One is what's the process of getting one of these nodes, and what's some of the immediate benefits? I believe what I wrote down was that instead of needing to start with 10,000 to get 4x, 2,000 will give you the 4x, and then I believe the distribution of the withdrawal fee. What do you call that? 10% fee, conversion fee.
Correct. That's a transaction fee that people pay when they exchange Luma to POP here. right? That's the benefit. So out of this 10% that everyone pays, of course, the bigger the business, 100 million, billion, 10 billion, 100 billion, then everyone who has a node gets a share of all of this 10%, 40% goes to the node holders. Then, as you mentioned, 4x hash power plus additional pop hash power on the blockchain. So that's the benefit of the node. Nodes will start selling in tomorrow, let's say. You collect the money, you get the money, whoever wants a node, whoever is interested in getting a node, and then there will be a wallet provided from Luma protocol executives. We send the money to the wallet, and a wallet address is where the node is supposed to be loaded. Then when the business launches in the middle of September, node is already on wallet, just like it was in a POP. And then game on, we start, everything spreads all of the globe. This time, not only China, not only Korea, not only $10 billion business, but entire international world with Asia. So instead of 10 billion, we go for 100.
To understand the timing, again, is one of the huge selling points. So many leaders, they're like, they want that, the both respect, they want to feel special, they want to feel that they have the opportunity of time on their side, and to be able to capture their leaders and to be able to go to them with something that hasn't launched yet. That is one of the many benefits we have right now. The other thing, if you really understood this, you're building your audience on an exchange that you'll forever have. That is a not multi-year, multi-decade income stream, depending on how big you build it. But by working on, and just think about why Simon, the CEO of an exchange, is actually building something. And I was shocked, and I got to understand his thinking, his logic, and why it makes so much sense to actually build the exchange through a program that's going to attract the audience and make it so that they're doing transactions, they're doing the participation and creating transactional volume, and using your Nevex referral link, using your Luma referral link. You have multiple income streams here. Not only that, the what business model this is created around has proven itself in our industry. And so success leaves clues. So if you want to have this kind of multi-year run, you need to create business models versus other ones that have multi-month runs. If you just keep following those business models, you're going to be like, no surprise, it didn't go more than 6 months. So if you want something that has already demonstrated, and then to make improvements on that, and to be at the timing that we're at, and so many other elements of it that I'm going to cover in depth. I was just grateful that Simon was available. Unexpected. I was actually doing another video to get across to leaders why getting a node right now would be advantageous, and the timing's lined up. So you guys got to hear from the person that I heard from, and there's so much that we're going to be covering more in depth. Right now, it's just about taking the initial action of understanding the main bullet points. Not all of the calculations, not all of the calculus, but just are you looking for a great opportunity that is in the pre-launch stage where there is no referral links yet, where you have the early access of getting one of the 1,500 exclusive nodes, and then the timing to go to your leaders and be the one to capture great uplines or big leaders in the industry with a great project that has demonstrated amazing business models. So it has a lot of the right elements for tremendous amounts of people to rise up. And I want to thank you for both taking this on as an individual and opening the door and opportunity for me and others to participate. Any final words as we close out?
Thank you very much.
Awesome. Thanks, guys. I'll catch you guys on the next. Of course, get back to the person that has shared this with you to start or pre-position yourself for a node or for the official launch somewhere in mid-September. We'll catch you guys somewhere in our community. Peace.